I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street. There's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
It worked. Oh my gosh. That was cool. Didn't even have to do the transition for the video. Awesome. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 286th episode of the Political Spotlight. And I am your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. And I feel like I could throw up. So this show might be a shorty but goodie. Who knows? We'll see. If all of a sudden I put up the screen, matter of fact, I'm even going to leave it up. If I leave this screen up, and if all of a sudden, here's the rules for tonight. If all of a sudden we do this, if I do this, then Kate will play the out music and away we will go, because I'll be putting that up to go throw up. I literally was on the phone with my grandparents. I got off of the phone with my grandparents and all of a sudden just started to feel like I was going to throw up. So, woo! It's kind of like that sick to your stomach feeling, like I could drink a warm Coke or a warm ginger ale and eat a cracker and breathe into a bag. Let's see what Clinton's saying. You're in for a delightful commissioners meeting. Kate, y'all keep your heads inside. Chris, first time tested. Oh, first time getting it. Yeah, wrong Chris, different Chris. Take some anti-nausea medicine. Yeah, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. So here's the deal. David LaRue says, kudos to James King. He ripped the liberal pro-solar squad. I had a different name, but a name I don't know that I can use on air. All right. So I'm going to try to limp through this because this is important. We had a really bizarre commissioners meeting today. Very, 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 very bizarre. It was weird. Weird. There's that word, bizarre. It was so strange. It's really strange to me when freaks cause me to support people that I generally don't like. You know, I told people to tune in tonight because tonight could be a rarity. Because for a few moments, I am going to give an attaboy to Delaware County's own Cowboy Kid Commissioner James King and his Cowboy Kid sidekick Shannon Henry and his other cowboy sleepy sister, I forget what her name is, Sherry Riggin. I'm going to give the commissioners a round of applause today, but then that's probably all they're going to get, just one round. One round of applause, and then I'm going to immediately take it back. It's Monday. What a Monday it's been. We made it through another day without anyone trying to do harm to the former President Donald Trump, so there's that. We've got a good show on tap for everyone tonight if I don't puke. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a rare event. I, Kristopher H. Bilbrey, will give Delaware County Cowboy Kid Commissioner James King and his two sidekicks a gold star sticker, if even just for a bit. Giving them an attaboy is a big deal for me. And then literally I wrote, I'm not sick or anything, and then I immediately got sick. I mean, maybe I cursed myself. I'm not sick or anything. Maybe I am. Maybe the thought of doing this has made me like literally sick. No, I'm just calling it as I see it. But man, it was such a strange commissioners meeting for me because I was up and down and up and down. It was crazy. We're going to try to cover it all. And what do you know? Delaware County Circuit Court 2 Judge Kimberly Dowling makes it back into the show notes for tonight's episode, but not for what you think. Remember, we're all waiting her ruling on the Stidham deal. She didn't do that today. Something much more nefarious. We're going to try to talk about it. We're going to try to talk about it all here. It's interesting because I took the side of James King. You know, if even just for a minute, I backed him and then I didn't, and then I did, and then I didn't. While at the same time, I was also against District 33 State Representative Sue Errington, who I am not a fan of. Like, I was against her, then I agreed with her for a moment, then I was against her again, and it was just really weird. While at the same time, I was also mad at several citizens that spoke during the public comment section today. These ladies are clueless. I thought they were wrong, but then I thought they were right about some things, and then they were wrong again. Needless to say, it was an exhausting 22-minute long Delaware County Commissioners meeting. So, here's the deal. We're not going to watch the entirety of the meeting. The meeting, ladies and gentlemen, is 22 minutes and 5 seconds long. Okay. And they probably, again, only had about 13 minutes worth of actual meeting. And then from there, it was public comment the rest of the way out. And then James King doing what he does when he's like, it's all me. I did everything. I did it all right. It was all me. But I don't tell anybody about me because there's no I in team. How do you spell team? You spell it K-I-N-G. That's how you spell it. You spell team with a K. K and an I and an N and a G. It's the King Team. That's what you call it. He gave us a couple great facial expressions. He gave us like crossing of the arms. Kind of he gets into like the little head shake and the hips rocking. He's so weird. Thought he was going to punch an old lady. Like, he's so weird. And what's funny is he's like the weirdo kind of guy. Like, even when he's right, he's just somebody that you have a hard time getting behind because he's just such a puke all the rest of the times. So we're not going to listen to the whole meeting. You could probably go watch the whole meeting. There's not much on the agenda for today's meeting. It wasn't much. It was a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. They're going to pay, $200,000-$300,000 for a parking lot, which is kind of bizarre. The biggest part of this meeting was the fact that Sue Errington, an elected state representative for District 34, okay? Now, I want to show you something. I want to show you all something. I think this is important before we get started here. I want to show you Delaware County, Indiana. And then I'm going to show you Delaware County, Indiana. And then I'm going to show you District 34. And then we're going to talk about Sue for a second. Then we're going to watch the episode or parts of the episode. No one got silenced at the meeting. That's what I wanted to say, and that was most important. I put that in the description. Listen, I'll even say this. Bilbrey also thinks the citizens speaking during the public comment section of the meeting are wrong. Then right, then wrong again. Needless to say, it was an exhausting Delaware County Commissioners meeting. And then down at the bottom, I put in parentheses, it is important to note that even though Bilbrey disagrees with the citizens speaking during the meeting, he still doesn't want to shut them off from addressing their elected officials on the record during a public meeting. Bilbrey 100% believes they have a right to be heard, and he would fight for their right to speak and be as wrong as they want to be. I would fight for every one of these ladies' right to speak and be heard. Now, listen. I am not the city of Winchester. I'm not Sheriff John Beeman. I'm not former Muncie City Council President Doug Marshall or Madison County, everybody in Madison County. I don't even need to name everybody, just everybody over there. I'm not those people. So I'm okay with him speaking. All right. I'm going to show you this. Emery, what a loser. That Emery is such a loser. Okay. So I want to bring this up because this is important for this meeting, folks. So what you're seeing right here on this map currently is a map of Indiana. This is East Central Indiana. Right? And what you're seeing here, this red outline, is the Delaware County line. All right. So everything this way is Henry County. Everything this way is Randolph County. Over here is Wayne County. Here's Madison County. All right. Up here's Grant County, Blackford County, Jay County. So I've totally encircled the Delaware County. Everything within this red dot is Delaware County. Okay. Now, I want to show you here. The solar deal, as it has been in Delaware County, has been up in this area, over in this area, and in this area. This is where they have wanted to look at, and this is where we've been fighting for the last couple of years. The northwestern area, the Gaston area, the northeastern Albany area, Albany, DeSoto, kind of around through here area, and then the Royerton area. Now, that does not mean that the powers that be in the solar company aren't also looking here and 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 all of this. Okay, they're looking everywhere. Everywhere that you see that is green inside this red line is Delaware County unincorporated land. The majority of it is farmland. Okay. Everything that you see that is gray, that is down here, is Daleville. This is Selma. This is Albany, Eaton, Gaston. And everything that you see that's gray right here in the city, well, that's Yorktown, is city of Muncie. All right. Now, it's very important. Again, just for those that are playing along at home that maybe don't know, the people from Louisiana or Colorado or wherever you are, while the solar companies, I'm sure, have been looking everywhere, to our knowledge, and for what we've been battling in this area, and in this area. All right. So relatively a pretty small area in those three areas there. But you notice it's basically been north of what's like 35 here, or 28. It's 28. I call it 28. All right. So it's basically the northern townships. All right. It's not been down into the city of Muncie. Now, it is important that you see, before we start this, where Indiana District 34 falls on the map. Hey there, Tim. That's all right. We're just getting into it. You're going to see a pretty strange thing tonight. You're going to hear me give an attaboy to James King and his sidekicks. A little bit. I'm going to give them a little bit. Then I'm going to give them, then I'm going to get back on them and then give them some and then get back on them. All right. So we see where we're talking about. All right. I just want to make sure that everyone that's aware knows that the solar fight has been in this area, and this area. All right. Very important. Keep that in your mind. Now, What is important to know, ladies and gentlemen, is this is what we like to call the House District Map for the state of Indiana. And when we look at this, we can use this to find our state representatives. Sue Errington is the Democratic state representative for the last 200 years in District 34. Now, I want you to notice something. Delaware County, ladies and gentlemen, is basically, from about where my cursor is, down past Daleville, over to here, and then up like this, and then over. Her district is everything right here. Her district is basically the city of Muncie. Okay? Her district doesn't fall anywhere that solar is currently being looked at. Okay? While we look, this is Sue Errington's district. Everything that falls within this line. Solar's being pushed in this area. Solar's being pushed in this area. And solar's being pushed over in this area. Sue Errington is the representative of this area. Okay? So it's really important to keep that in your mind when you hear what we hear today. That's number one gripe with her. Number two is I tend to think, yes, it does, Joe Black. I tend to think that Miss Errington, and listen, she was a dear, dear, dear friend of my grandmother, my mom's mom that passed away in 2016. My grandmother and Sue Errington were good friends. I think Sue Errington is a complete nut job. All due respect. Appreciate your friendship with my grandmother. I think Sue Errington is a nut job. She's not done a damn thing for District 34 since she has been in the district. Okay, we're getting a question on who the representatives are. So House District 35 would be over here. That would be none other than Kyle Pierce, Mr. Kyle Pierce, House District 35, and none other than District 33, J.D. Prescott, for this area over here. So, honestly, Mr. Prescott, Mr. Pierce are two establishment boobs. They need to be both kicked out of the state house as quickly as we possibly can. They're not people that are looking after your best. They're people that are looking after their own best interest, not the citizens. And what's really gross about this is Prescott is a farmer. And you want me to tell you what's really gross about this? Prescott wouldn't have this shit by his parents' farm, wouldn't have this stuff by his family's farm, but he'd put it on your farm. He'd put it on your farm back there. He put it around Clint Hummel's house. He'd put it up in Tim Nickham's yard in a minute. He might look and smile and say, nope, I won't do it. He'd put it around Ron Crouch's house. I guarantee it. Wouldn't put it in his family's area, but he would do it. If Todd Houston said to do it, if he knew that's where the other Republicans were going, he would do it. He would have a song and a dance, but he's an establishment man. And for anybody that doesn't believe that, all you got to do is hit me up, text me, call me, email me, and I can show you the proof, the proof. Ladies and gentlemen, wasn't just too long ago that I walked you through this. Every word of this is true. You want to hear how Mr. Prescott is not a conservative? Let me know. And everything I tell you, you don't take my word for it. You go back and do your own research. But if you're not going to take my word for it, then you can't just take his word for it with a song and a dance and a shake and a jerk. You know what I mean? You just can't do that. All right. Kyle Pierce is no different. They need to go. What's funny is we got it's like Oreo. We got 2 Republicans and a Democrat squished in the middle. And none of them are worth a damn. And that's the God's honest truth. JD's no good. Sue Errington's no good. Kyle Pierce is no good. Get rid of them all. Okay? State Senate map. You want to see who our state senators are from this area? Oh, that's good. That's good. Let's take a look at who our state senators are. All right. Basically, for the entire area of Delaware County and Randolph County, that is essentially everybody's Scott Alexander. And again, he's establishment man. So, all right. Let's get to the right here. If I didn't show this, did I show that or not? Was that on there? Anyways, that's it. Everything in this area is Scott Alexander. Okay. Now let's get to the meeting and let you hear what happened. Again, we're not going to listen to the whole Delaware County meeting. We're going to just listen basically to the solar stuff because everything else just was pretty quickly. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It was in and out and in and done and nothing else going on. All right. So here we go.
Now, first up, we'll go to tabled business. I believe we're going to keep this on the table. Is that correct?
We got minutes tabled because Donna Patterson's not here anymore. Nobody can figure anything out in the auditor's office.
Commissioner King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to...
But Ed Carroll thinks he needs a 25% raise or some nonsense. Keep that in your mind. Keep that in mind. Okay?
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner King.
Yes. Next, we have the
Fred,
SRIs.
if you could get me the information, I'll prepare the ordinance for next.
Williams and Sue Errington.
All right, this is crazy.
Kate Williams for $527,81.
So essentially, there was 7 minutes worth of meeting today. Listen to this.
Have motion and second. Connie, can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
Commissioner King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to public comments. Kate Williams for Sue Errington.
So 6 minutes and 37 seconds worth of meeting. And from there, they went straight into public comments. Now, besides being a complete knob at the State House and not doing any other work, really, okay? All due respect to my grandmother's friend. I just got to say, this is the other thing I don't like. She picked a battle with these other elected officials by sending an intermediary. She's like, oh, I'm too busy. I'm going to send one of my other blue hair friends to go fight the fight for me. No, Oh, man, if you can't go there your own damn self, she didn't say anything that important. She didn't say anything that couldn't have waited 2 weeks, and she couldn't have said her own damn self. If these ladies get up and be like, they're like, Sue Errington does too work. Yeah, but where is she? Where is she? She sent you to do her battle? This is why I'm not a big, it blows my mind. It makes me mad when Ridenauer in the city of Muncie is so dumb, I have to support Nora Powell. Like, when I got to give it to Nora Powell, that makes me madder at Ridenauer. So it's the same thing here. When Sue Errington shows up and makes me give an attaboy to James King, you really know you're doing something screwed up. All right? So listen to what's getting ready to happen. And I want to be clear here. We're going to listen to let me be polite. We're going to listen to an elderly citizen of Delaware County, with all respect shown. I have no issue with her. I have no issue with this first speaker. I want to be there very clear. I have zero issue with this first speaker. She is someone who was just asked to come and deliver a message. Now, I will be honest. If Sue Errington asked me to deliver this message, I would have told her where she could put the message and what she could do with it. So I would say that this lady probably believes it and probably is signed on to it, but I digress. So the lady that you're getting ready to hear, she's Kate Williams or something like that, but this is not Kate Williams talking. This is her speaking Sue's words. So without further ado, here we go.
Yes, hi. I am Katie Williams, and Sue Errington, Representative Sue Errington, asked me to read this prepared statement for her today. I'm sorry I'm unable to attend this meeting because I support solar facilities in Delaware County. I'm also sorry I can't be here to tell you in person how shocked I am at your action to reinstate the solar moratorium at your September 3rd meeting with no notice to the public. I find this to be a shocking lack of transparency and, frankly, shows disdain for your constituents. As a fellow elected official, my understanding of suspension of the rules is that it's a tool to use when quick emergency action is necessary. In what way?
Quick emergency action was necessary. A moratorium, when you're putting a moratorium in place, that's not a light deal. We were demanding a moratorium be put in place. And for the record, at least 2, if not 3, of every one of these ladies that you're going to hear from attended all of the other meetings where myself and other citizens spoke against this. So why did they not get up to speak at that time? Now, I know they spoke back during the Gaston ordeal, but why were they not speaking at other meetings? Why did they choose to do this afterwards? All right, we'll go on.
Was reimposing a solar moratorium on September 3rd an emergency? This lack of transparency leads me to assume that it was a mechanism to keep the public in the dark until after the fact, particularly those of us.
All right, ding, ding, ding. Now, I will give, here's where, this is where, folks, this is going to be such a weird back and forth thing. everything negative I said about Sue Errington, I will give her a little bit of credit. I've said this very same thing. I don't think that the commissioners did the moratorium out of the kindness of their heart. I think they did it as a way, because what have I said? Just because it stops the action, it's not going to stop the companies from doing shit behind the scenes. So all this does is done in a way to quiet us down. So I kind of agree with Sue here. So I'll give her a little bit of credit for that. All right, we continue.
Support solar energy. Suspending the rules may have been done legally, but your action was a betrayal of the public trust. I know
Christopher,
Yeah.
give a warning before you start talking.
Ah, yes, okay.
Suspending the rules, as well as for what appears to be your opposition to renewable energy. Our county is located along a major transmission line of the electrical grid, just as we were the site of major reservoirs of natural gas that led to the gas boom in the waning years of the 19th century and the early years of the last century. Entrepreneurs like the Ball brothers flocked to Delaware County to take advantage of the economic opportunities from this gas power source of their day. The motivation of solar companies is no different. They are eager to tap into the solar boom that can give our county a similar economic stimulus in today's evolving energy world. Change is coming, whether we like it or not. Are we going to make it work for us, or are we going to resist it and let the benefits of change pass us by?
Back up there, Miss Errington. Excuse me, Miss Errington, but I don't believe that I'm okay with an elected official say change is coming whether we like it or not. No, because we have elected officials in place that do as we say, and if they don't, we should unelect them. So if for some unknown reason I have some dumbass elected official telling me that something's coming whether you like it or not, well, then you're not doing your job and I'm going to vote you out of office. Okay? I'm not okay with that. So the fact that she's I don't really appreciate a state elected official telling our county officials it's coming whether you like it or not. Bullshit.
And again, that's Sue Errington, State Representative, District 34.
Can you do me a favor? Can you go back and tell Sue when she starts doing her job at the State House, she can come in here and tell us how to do our job here?
You get it, Miss Thing. Like his head shook and everything. I don't even understand. We got to go back and watch it again. I'm sorry. I got crazy. I'm sorry. I will try to calm down and give you guys a heads up. Watch him again. Watch this. Like his head shakes and everything. It's insane.
And again, that's Sue Errington, State Representative, District 34.
Can you do me a favor? Can you go back and tell Sue when she starts doing her job at the State House, she can come in here and tell us how to do our job here? But ever since she's been a representative of mine, I haven't seen her really do anything for this county. And it
Oh my God. I love it so much. Dude, that's so crazy to me. That's so crazy. Also, King is wildly confused. While I agree with him, Sue Errington hasn't done anything in her time in office. Sue Errington is not James King's representative. He is represented by the other do-nothing, J.D. Prescott. James King is not even aware that he lives in District 33. This is what kind of elected officials that we have. We have elected officials in office that are not aware. Like, I have to inform him who his elected official is. So, like, what kind of meta issue is this? King's like, well, ever since Sue Errington's been a representative of mine, I haven't seen her do a thing. Okay, well, I agree with that. But she's probably not been doing anything for you. Not only has she not been doing anything for you, but she's not been doing it because she's not doing it for you, because it's JD Prescott that's not been doing anything for you. So, I get where you were going though. So we'll let you have it. All right, let's listen to him here, because this is kind of like, where like you're getting kind of like oddly like kind of like turned on and happy and excited, and it's like, ooh, it's like, I don't know, this is like a train wreck. I can't turn away, but I gotta watch. Sorry, watch what happens in this ordeal.
If she has any comments, she can contact me personally, but we have a job to do up here, and a lot of the state officials, they created a model that they want us all to go by. But if she's so hard at this, then why doesn't she go at the state level, and why doesn't she create something for all the state of Indiana?
Oh,
But no, we sit in here and we listen to people come up here and criticize us for what we do. I don't think Sue lives anywhere near where the solar farm is going in at. We listen to the people that's going to be living around there.
okay. I can appreciate King saying that. I can appreciate King saying that. Now, I will say it's like the first time he's ever felt that way. Normally he doesn't care about things like that. He only cares about what's in it for him and whatever. Now, he's doing pretty good. He's doing pretty good here. But I've got to say,
He's also patting his own back.
well, he's patting himself on the back, and he's doing the other thing that I just cannot stand that King does. He wants a gold star for them doing their jobs. He's like, we put in a new jail and we didn't raise taxes. Hey, James, I know you may have forgot, but you switched to the Republican side, bro. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to underpromise and overdeliver. You're supposed to give us services that doesn't make us cost a lot of money. You're supposed to do things like that. You don't get a gold star for not crapping your pants during the meeting. That's just what you're expected to do. Okay. Oh, yeah. King is very big about that. Yeah.
I talked to the solar company, and me personally, they're supposed to have a meeting with the citizens October 24th before I make a decision.
Okay. Everybody hear that? Everybody write that down. October 24th. That's the very first time I'm ever hearing that. When did he get that information? Who has that information? Where's that information at? Where's this meeting going to be at? Who's holding the meeting? Who's in charge of the meeting? And is it going to be an actual, like a town hall style meeting? Or is it going to be like one of those things that Invenergy did, where they bring in a bunch of cheap bottled water and wrap it with Invenergy labels and bring us a bunch of pins, and they show us what a solar panel looks like, and they it's like a nonsensical like sale deal? Or is it going to be an actual honest to God meeting? And is the meeting going to be at like 7:30 p.m. when a lot of people can be there? Or is the meeting going to be at like 6:30 in the morning? Or is they are doing a cookout for Country Village? Great. Country Village is like kind of involved with this, but not really. Like, what are they doing for Ron Crouch? What are they doing for his neighbors? That's That's like they're gonna go do a cookout at Sue Errington's house. Great. Okay, let's go back to King and whatever he's doing.
I would like to see that meeting happen.
He's finally getting it. Now that he's beaten out of office, thank God, he's finally getting it.
I like to listen to what everybody that actually lives around where the solar farms are going. But I'm not, Sue Errington is not going to criticize me.
Now, all right. I disagree with that because while Sue Errington is an elected official, she's also a citizen of Delaware County, which means James King is her elected official. So James King, buddy old pal, Sue can criticize you as much as she would like. I think she should do it from the standpoint of a citizen and not a state representative who's not even at the meeting, who sends her bestest girlfriend. But, I digress again. You can't say she can't criticize you. Anyone and everyone can criticize you. You're an elected official. And his thinking that he can tell people that they don't get to criticize him should earn him every bit of criticism from here until doomsday. Dude, you're an elected official. Nobody made you do this. Nobody forced you to do this. Nobody asked you to be here. If you don't want the criticism, step down. You've been beat. And here in a minute, he talks about that. He pulls the Ryan Webb, which I think he heard it from Ryan Webb, and that's why he's saying it now. People have asked me why I'm not. Nobody's asked him why he's. The only person that asks him why he's still doing this is maybe his wife. Nobody else has been like, why are you still here? Nobody's asking King that. All right. But yeah, I would be mad if he just gave up because he's going to be paid through December 31st. So he might as well be here. But if he's not going to actually put in the work or do the work, he could step down. And if he doesn't think that he should get criticized, well, then he should step down. He shouldn't draw the paycheck. Just real crazy. All right, here we go.
For doing what we done.
I will pass that along to her.
Thank
I
you.
can't speak for Sue, but I would say that
I can't speak for Sue. I've just stood here and spoke for her. Now, obviously, she was reading a letter, but this is why Sue should have not done this. This is so half-assed, man. Our elected officials from every angle, from the smallest little town to the biggest federal government, are all so half-assed, folks. Sue Errington sent in this missile and was like, I'll have my friend do it. What a joke.
Errington does represent me and a lot of people that I know. She represents my perspective as well as anybody I can think of.
That's fine, but I just don't think state representatives and state senators that put things back on the county officials should criticize us for what we do.
And also, two more things. She's facing a supermajority in Indianapolis. She can't just go down there and do whatever she wants.
No,
She is facing a supermajority. But that doesn't stop her from doing her job. All right? It's tough. Nobody said it's going to be easy. All right? She's the one that has the beliefs that make her a Democrat. She has to put up with it. Again, nobody's forcing Sue to do this. She felt like she has it in her. So you got to stand up and fight. There are Democrats down there doing it. You got to do it, Sue. You got to do it. You can't be like, well, damn Republicans.
That is
she
not
can create
possible.
bills and she can try to get them passed. I haven't seen her create one bill.
Here, King.
She is doing her job.
Okay.
And I will tell her that you don't think she is, but I think she is.
I really don't think she is.
James. I agree with him.
Cheryl Swingley,
All right. Now, he's unleashed the beast, because that was the message from Sue. Now comes the message from hell. All right. The next three people speaking are all going to be fired up and aiming it right at James for his comments about Sue, because each one of these women, I think, are fighting for the position of Sue's bestest friend. Okay. I don't know what's up there, but it is what it is. Here we go.
You need to go to the state website and look at all the bills that Sue Errington has sponsored. It's a matter of education again. Okay. I am against the solar moratorium you set September 3rd without notice. We have a solar facilities ordinance which isn't perfect, but it will allow for the development of solar in Delaware County. The moratorium should be lifted immediately. You know you could do that this meeting. Why? Number one, you've done it before, you've set a precedent. Second, you have belittled the work of 9-member committee members who spent more than 2 years of their personal time to write an ordinance that was almost the same as the original that Marta Moody wrote. Your actions on September 3rd are disrespectful to those task force members.
Task force.
Your actions also reflect another way you as politicians are suppressing as well as discouraging citizen participation in local government. Third, you're probably catering to less than 1% of Delaware County's angry and sometimes ugly, very ugly citizens. Overall, you should represent the majority, not the micro-minority in our county. Fourth, you continue to infringe on farmers' property rights and livelihood. There are other parties involved in the solar issue, not just the opponent. You need to listen to all sides, not just the loudest. You might have the power to do what you did on September 3rd.
Where have they been? Where have the people speaking out for this been? They can come and speak. I will fight for their right to speak and stand for them to have the ability to speak.
And it might even be legal. Because I've called and asked and they said, yeah, it's probably legal. The public access
It's
person.
probably legal. The public access person. It's definitely legal. You can you suspend the rules, man. I mean, like, these people are okay when the commissioners are doing shit against us. When they're going against us, they're okay with them, doing things that are probably legal. But then how dare them ever it goes the opposite way for once. And these people lose their minds.
But it's not good government. I call it whiplash government. So what's next? What other company might you place a spontaneous moratorium on?
McDonald's.
I'm sure a growing number of companies are aware of how Delaware County leaders flip-flop, which will discourage new business from locating here. I implore you to reverse your actions on September 3rd. Do not operate in the dark, which you did at your last meeting. There was no notice that such a vote would be taken. And you have told me over and over that it had to be on the agenda. And I am angry. I want better government. I'm not getting it at this time. And I have been watching you in action for more than 2 years. What I've witnessed is indecision, anger, fear, and a lack of willingness to educate yourself about governance and issues.
Look, I don't agree with what this lady is saying on the topic she's saying, but if you take the topic out, I basically agree with everything she's saying. She's the weirdest one of them all. Because, like, I'm agreeing. Look at this lady. I love her. I love this lady. I'm not mad at these people at all. Like, it's such a weird deal because I don't agree with anything she's saying as it pertains to solar, but I agree with everything she's saying about these people. Like, we're all friends here. Basically, the bottom line is we all need to come together because we're all being screwed over by bad governance from these elected officials. Man, what is it? Is it, hold on, timeout. Kate, come up here for a minute. I need you for a second. Is it the jig? The jig is up. The gig is up. The jig is up. Gig?
The gig. I've heard it both.
Jig? I know, and I don't know which.
Both. And I think either one would be appropriate, but I think gig makes more sense.
Is like
jig
I
is
see. I wouldn't think that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know which one that is. That's really bothersome. The gig is up. Well, whichever one of those is right. I think that's up. Let's see here. Which one is it?
I'm seeing the jig.
I would think it's the jig is up.
Which means a ruse or a trick has been seen.
Yeah, a dishonest plan.
Mm-hmm.
The jig is up. That's how I've always said it. The jig is up. Well, the bottom line is, whatever the hell that thing is, it's up because if these people and if we come together and we are all realizing that we're getting bad governance from these people, they are screwed. Because ain't nobody going to be voting for them. So, I love it. I love it. I love it.
The word jig traces back to the meaning of a practical joke in the 1590s.
Okay. Tim, Cheryl Swingley and I have gone at it several times. She's a certified lunatic. I can tell it. I can absolutely tell that. I know it. I can see it. 1000%. Oh, yeah. Very, 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 very left-wing, left leaning, dare I say again, twice in one show, nut job. And I would normally not say that about a citizen of the public, but I am safe because these ladies are Politico. They all fall under the League of Women Voter people, and they're not just regular citizens. I would not talk about regular citizens that way, just for expressing their opinions. But these people are some of them are newer. She said she's only been doing it for 2 years, but they are definitely politicos.
Are you paying any attention to the comments?
I'm seeing it. Yeah.
I just love.
I love it.
Got people madly Googling.
Yeah.
Jig versus gig.
Yeah. And they're like going to fight
and
it out.
I appreciate it. I'm here for it and I love it.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic. I love it. I've always said the jig is up because to me, a gig is something I played in a band and that was never up. It was always the jig, but it's interchangeable. That makes sense too. All right. Forward ho.
And before I close, there are 3 things you misled the public on last meeting.
Mislead.
1, this one you've been told before. Most businesses that sign contracts with locals file them with the recorder's office when they are signed. Consider getting a monthly report from a recorder's office so that you know what's going on in this county. And by the way, before a company can file for permits, they have to know what the project is. Solar companies have to have contracts so they know the possibility of the project. Come on, guys. This is business. Learn more about how business is done.
3 minutes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I called the elections office too, and you can't put this on the ballot.
Linda Hanson.
They said they couldn't put it on the ballot. That's exactly what he said. He can't put it on the ballot. It would be 2026 before they could even try to do that. So I got you with telling you something you've already said. Ooh. You know what? It can't ever be September 1st, 2024 again. Ha! Now tell me other shit that is irrelevant. Here comes the heavy hitter. Look at King.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Look at him. Look at this. he's like just sitting back. Like Shannon's like thinking about like when he gets to go eat. King is just stewing over who he's going to yell at next. And
Sherry is busily writing her porno novel.
yeah, dude, like she's writing her like you know those the books with like Fabio on the cover. Her romance, like lustful romance. Yeah, right. It's like yes.
Now we know where all our money comes from.
Yeah, what?
He said, now we know where all her money comes from.
Absolutely. She's just so happy. Look at her. All these other guys like, look.
That's because she's currently ensconced in a description of the most enormous Johnson.
Yes. Well, and look here. Look at Henry. He's like, he hates her. And she's just so happy. And she's just sitting there. It's just, dude, these people are freaks.
You can almost see the self-satisfied smirk on her face.
Yes, you can.
I'm telling you, she's writing about a giant penis right now. I promise you.
All right, here we go.
Rock hard throb.
Oh, God.
I'm Linda Hansen, spokesperson for the League of Women Voters of Muncie, Delaware County. My address is 1400 West North Street, Muncie. The League of Women Voters of Muncie, Delaware County supported your actions to end the last moratorium and make utility-scale solar projects possible in Delaware County. Not with ideal criteria, but possible. Your impulsive actions at your September 3rd meeting put all that negotiated progress at risk. A solar moratorium was not on your agenda. Suspending the rules to pass it in one meeting without advertising it to the public and allowing for public input certainly doesn't engender any confidence in your decision-making. It may pass legal muster, but it destroys any public perception that you're acting in the best interests of all the citizens of Delaware County. As a reminder to all of us, the Solar Study Committee led by Marta Moody was charged with making recommended amendments to the existing solar ordinance to continue to mitigate the impacts of solar facilities while not preventing solar farms in Delaware County. The revised ordinance that we now have on the books does precisely that. Solar companies have already spent millions of dollars redesigning their projects to match the criteria in the current ordinance. This moratorium could easily put taxpayers at risk for expensive lawsuits at the same time that we would be losing millions of dollars in tax revenue. Delaware County needs not only the energy solar could provide, but also that tax revenue for improving the infrastructure of the county, for bolstering our county.
These are the commissioners who signed an economic development agreement that puts Delaware County on the hook for how much in tax abatements, whether they get to build everything or not.
Yep.
So what revenue is she talking about?
What energy is she talking about? Well, what is this woman talking about, period?
Yeah.
You're right. You're right, Kate. I'm glad you said it. I'm glad that you said it because I didn't know which way you were going to go with it. I didn't know what you were going to say, but you're exactly right.
Sorry, I'm sewing and bitching and imagining Sherry Riggin and trying to figure out what exactly she's writing.
Wait, what does EJAC say? I'd laugh my ass off if this old lady said at the end of her speech, said, and you, that would be hilarious. I would love it.
Yeah, she has no idea about any of this. She just got a phone call from a friend who said, hey, can you go in and complain about this?
That's exactly. These are the blue hair left like Jill Steinem, Jane Goodall, like burn your bra, like 70s lib Democrat women that go to like the Unitarian Church, You know, they don't say God in the Pledge of Allegiance, under God in the Pledge of Allegiance, you know, because they just don't know if they can. And they're eating, you know, brunch, you know, each Sunday, talking about how, you know, Republicans are destroying the world. Social club for lunatics. That's exactly right. It's a social club for lunatics. That's exactly correct.
The government's budget, for improving our schools, for funding needed for economic development projects.
You know what makes me mad about this is it's the disdain and the disgust with which they talk. Because what's funny is it's okay when the government is spinning itself against those on our side. But if ever in even the very furthest reaches of the universe, just once, it spins back the other way, they're like, you need to be working for all the people. I'm like, what, dude? Like, what? What do you mean?
Generating an overall better quality of life for every resident in Delaware County. We respectfully ask that you vote to rescind the moratorium you imposed on September 3rd. If necessary, you could suspend the rules again to right your wrong. Thank you for your attention.
That's the last speaker. You have anything? Motion to recess.
All right. He made a motion to recess, but old King ain't done. King had to sit there and listen to that. He, as president, isn't going to accept that. He's got words to say.
I'm usually the outspoken one of the month.
Right or wrong, whether I should or not. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Most of the time it's not. At least I guess he knows it, you know. I got to give him credit for knowing that, you know, he's the loose cannon. So that's good, I guess.
But we're trying to listen to the people that live in that area. There's certain things that I would like to see done. I would like to see this company come in and meet with the people that live in the area where they can have their discussion before this moves forward.
What?
You are right. There is a small percentage that might be for it, but or against it.
What?
But there's not very many people that show up here that really is
Are for it.
And the ones that do come in here and say that they're for it, they don't live in these areas. You know, take yourself and put yourself in their spot. They're the ones that's going to have it all up and around where they live. But yes, I am going to listen to them.
Thank you.
And I want the best for everybody in this county.
Mm.
Not just the ones for it, not just the ones against it, not just for the solar. We've got to do what's best for everybody in the community. And you are right.
Wow.
Everybody, not 1%, not 2%, but everybody. Now, see,
Well, and that's not really true. It's like the majority, because you're not going to appease everybody. You're not going to appease everybody. If that's what King's been doing, no wonder everything's so piss poor.
We're sitting here as commissioners. We build a health facility, mental health facility. We don't get the uproar. We don't get.
Why would you have uproar for no shit? We don't have an uproar when we do something good. We don't have an uproar.
People coming in here saying congratulations on this, congratulations.
Now,
go to jail without raising tax.
Now he's going nuts. You guys, like, dude, you get paid for it, bro. Nobody asks you to be here. So, like, I was vibing with it for a minute, and then he got into all this crazy shit. Now, here we go. Now he's jumping the shark right here.
Taxes, which is now bringing in money. And I told everybody when that jail was built, would be able to generate more than $1 million a year off that. And I told people in 2016, 2017.
I told them back in 1974. I told them that in 68. I was telling them.
Before it was even built. But when anybody gets upset, they want to come up here and criticize us.
Bro, that's what government is, my guy. I told you in 2007, you did not have what it took to do this job. You never have. Not one time, not ever, never. Not in the council seat, not in the commissioner seat, not as a Democrat, not as a Republican.
And this is the attitude exactly why he still has not congratulated Brand on winning the primary on his Facebook.
Absolutely.
This
Yeah,
attitude
exactly.
right
That's
here.
exactly. That is absolutely right.
He's the leader, and you all shut up and do what I tell you to do. And
Yes.
he didn't shut up and do what he told him to do and vote for him, so he can't acknowledge that.
Yes. Yes.
He knows better than the voters.
Yeah. Now, listen, I Tweety Bird, I am with you 1,000%. If they stuck that rehab or that health center right in the middle, if they tried to plant that in Ron Crouch's front yard, I bet Ron Crouch would be bitching. I bet if they tried to stick that right in the middle of Country Village, the people in Country Village would be bitching. I bet if they tried to stick it right in the middle of Munciana Homes, the people would be bitching. You know, there is the NIMBY term is it's a double-edged sword. It cuts both ways. There's good and bad. There's pros and cons, and it's not all bad. There's no it's okay sometimes to be like, yeah, that don't belong here. Use some common sense. And Clinton, I definitely get where you're coming from. I get why people say that, like, because what I mean by it is, like, I didn't ask him to be here. He's not doing a favor for me. You know, he's there because he wants the power, and that goes to what you're saying. It's almost a sign of aggression from him, and absolutely true. Absolutely. Loves what saying? What saying? NIMBY. John Hampton. John Hampton, where? Who? What? The old stoner that was on city council? They chose a good spot for the rehab. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. They could do the same thing with solar. Yes, absolutely. 1,000%. Where do you hear him saying that at?
All of the time for doing our job. This is a very hard job, and a lot of people don't understand it. They don't understand the time
including the 3 people sitting behind the desk.
It takes to do this job. It's not showing up here for 2 meetings. This is a very hard job. Nobody talks about all the manufacturing that we have brought in over probably the last 6 years. Only thing people want to do is criticize. I'd say,
Well, King, I give you a pat on the back for your actions in the first like 9 minutes of this meeting today. Then you took it a little too far and you went crazy, and I take it all back. But you know, I will give you an attaboy for your first 9 minutes.
also get to know the political people that you are electing.
I agree.
I would rather have somebody that's outspoken than somebody that says nothing. I've seen a lot of elected officials. I've seen a lot of stuff that they do I don't agree with, because that's not me. Half of them, if you knew half the stuff I knew, you probably wouldn't elect them.
I agree.
Because I know I sure wouldn't. And some of them I supported in the past till I got to know them.
King.
But you guys can come in and criticize us every day.
Thank you.
I've had people tell me, I got beaten in the May election. Why are you still there?
No.
I have a job to do.
His wife has told him that. The only person that's told him that has been his wife. The only person that has said that to him has been his wife. Nobody else has said that to him.
Job till the end. I won't run from it. But I'm going to listen to those people out there, the ones that's against it. And I'm not doing anything until that company comes in and has their meeting and they have the discussion with the people that live in that area.
Okay, good.
I will agree with you. Sometimes, you know, it's hard because, yeah, why should I tell a farmer
No.
what he can do with his land? But we have zoning issues and stuff that we have to work through. But, you know, it's easy to come in and criticize us for stuff that you don't believe in or you do believe in. But then nobody wants to come in the good that we do. Nobody wants to come in and tell us you did a great job. There's so many things that I've done as a commissioner that others has taken credit for, but I keep my mouth shut. I don't say much. Because I'm always talking.
He keeps his mouth shut and he doesn't say anything until moments like this, when he goes on a 20-minute rant at the end of a meeting and makes up for all of the times that he kept his mouth shut.
About a team. Because it takes a team to do stuff.
Is he saying? Maybe I misheard him. Is he saying it takes a team or it takes a king? It takes a king to do stuff. I don't say anything because it takes a king. This dude is a tool. Obviously, he was saying team. This guy, man, come on now.
Well, I mean, he keeps his mouth shut when he probably shouldn't. You mean like at the beginning of this meeting where they spent $2 million without any discussion? How often does that happen? Oh, wait, that's every fucking meeting. Oh, we're going to spend a shitload of somebody else's money? Oh, yeah, we don't need to talk about that. Pass.
Right. Dude, these people.
Catherine got a great one, though.
Yeah, right. Good news is you won't have to sit there and take it for long. Amen. I'm telling you. That is hallelujah. That is I am so overjoyed.
About this solar, why don't the people that's for it and against it come together, meet, have their discussions, meet with the company? My problem is they come in, they do everything, and this was told to me, they don't come out and say anything because they don't want none of this. They want to wait. Yes, I've talked to them. So we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Tanya, can you call the roll?
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner King.
Yes.
Bang, we're gone. What a weird ass meeting. So, let me try to do this real quick. Thank you, James King, for all your good work and everything you did in the first 6.5 minutes of that meeting. And what the hell were you thinking for the remainder of the 18 minutes of that meeting? That was insane. Well, it was insane. Just like usual, he wasn't thinking. So there you go. That was the Delaware County Commissioners meeting for today. For those of you asking how many more meetings we have with James King at the helm, we're done with the September meetings. We will more than likely have 2 meetings in October. We will more than likely have 2 meetings in November. That's 4. And then more than likely we will have 1 or 2, probably 1 meeting in December. Maybe 2. So we're probably looking at between October, November. We're looking between 5 and 6 more meetings. I've laughed at these clowns since the county building supervisor was whining. Yeah, 5 to 6, because we'll have 2 in October, 2 in November, and if we have 2 in December, or if we have 1, because they have 2 meetings a month. Yeah, they meet twice a month, so it's always amazing with these people. And they might meet 3 times in October. Maybe. Depending on what goes on with the budget. The council's got the budget. I don't know what the council's doing with the budget. It's way crazy. So that's James King and his nonsense. Like, that was a one-man show. Man, I am telling you, we need at some point, from the bottom of my heart, we need, maybe Sue Errington can be the one to do it. We need a state representative to write a bill saying that commissioners' meetings need to be ran with 5 or more, 5 commissioners. We need 5 commissioners, not 3. I don't think 3 is good enough. I don't think it provides enough cover from crazy shit from happening. I think we need 5 people, 5 commissioners. I don't like the idea of 3. 3 is, we might as well just have a mayor. We might as well have a mayor of the county. Three. Ridiculous. I'm not going to repeat where this came from, but someone that I respect said, I know where you stand on King and I respect it, but damn, I like how he put Sue in her place. She's been in the legislature how long? Has never had a single bill that she's ever offered ever come out of committee, not a single one. I would be embarrassed if I were her. How she's serving her constituents, not passing a single bill she wrote. She should give back her salary. Absolutely. And, listen, that person, I don't know if they're watching. I think they probably are. But that person actually, and I talked about Sue not too long ago. The person sent something saying things very similar to that. I followed Sue for a long time. And she's just not done anything. And she's got like such a rabid following among the Delaware County Democrat Party members that are kind of on the outside of the party. It's not a lot of people, but the people that are fans of hers are like rabid and like they are hardcore. But then the other issue is her area is city, so it's primarily been she gets the county area vote. Now, I would tell you what's interesting is for the last two elections, even with all of the Republicanism and Republican that goes on in Indiana, Dale Basham has been unable to defeat her when he's ran against her. That's the reason he finally said, screw it, I'll run for city council, hoping that he would be able to make something happen there. I didn't honestly think that he would get into council because he's basically running as an at-large member in the same area as District 34. So it was kind of shocking when he got in on council, but it is what it is. I think it's very telling that he was unable to beat her not once, but not twice, not one, at least twice, if not three times, but definitely twice. And so I think that speaks volumes about Dale Basham. Hey, before we wrap this up, I want to talk to you all about this, about Judge Dowling. We've said what we needed to say about the commissioners meeting. So last week I read this this post that I put together talking about this this case that I've been following, and I've been waiting for Dowling to make a ruling on it. I hope she doesn't rule the wrong way. I'm telling you, I strongly believe she's going to rule the wrong way in it. And it's the case where the guy was stabbed and beat and put in the river and crushed with machinery and just all that crazy shit. You can go back and read it on my page if you haven't, or watch that episode. Her ruling should literally be coming out, tomorrow or the next day, very soon, any day, real soon. Unless she tries to pull a fast one. But amazingly, she's made it into tonight's show for a really weird reason. Not because she's like let out some murderer again, she does that frequently, or not because she's let out some, crazed domestic violence guy or some sexual offender, some sexual deviant or whatever. No. She's made it into the show tonight because as an elected judge, as an elected Delaware County judge, the person who's supposed to be like the most upstanding citizen, someone who's supposed to be, above reproach and do everything the right way. It's interesting, she touts that she has 27 years of civil law experience. However, in all of those 27 years of time on the bench, or not time on the bench, but time practicing, rather, she's only been on the bench for 12 years. But in those 12 years on the bench, all the time practicing, all of her time in law, she has not figured out how to simply read a very easy, probably the most broke down unit of like law there is, a city code, city ordinance, the most basic type of law there is. She's not figured out how to read it because back on the 14th of September, she held an event, a political event, in a Muncie City park. And unfortunately, now I didn't write the code. I didn't put the code in there, but city code prohibits political events in the city parks. And this has been something that has been brought up in recent years. It was brought up when some kind of socialist party did it. And it's been brought up a couple of other political things. So this is not something that is just completely unheard of. Dowling I just assume this is a case of rules for thee but not for me type of thinking. The thing said, come meet your candidate for Delaware County Circuit Court 2 Judge Kimberly S. Dowling, Saturday, September 14th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., cabin 6. Lunch will be provided. Come enjoy hot dogs, chips, and a cookie. Voter registration available. Paid for by the Friends of Kim Dowling, Keita Edsall, Treasurer. You know, was John Doerr there? Former disgraced treasurer John Doerr, one of her dear bestest bestie friends. Was he there? Were they, what other laws were these people breaking? You know? She had been advertising the event on Facebook for quite some time, for over a month. But as soon as someone questioned this after the event, she deleted everything, which in my opinion, I think is a problem. I think that's definitely a problem because I don't like when my elected officials delete things. Now, we would have to take a look at how her page is set up. I will be honest, I have not done a whole deep dive on her page. I just try not to get too much of that on me, honestly. I'm not a big fan of that in any way. I just try to, you know, it is what it is. But I probably should take a look at least, you know, see what's going on. The bottom line here is there are going to be people who are going to say, why are you worrying about this? This is so piddly. This is nothing. Don't worry about this. Okay? But to me, I say, no. This is something to be worried about. Because if your lawyer, judge, someone who's held the title for 12 years cannot be bothered to follow the rules and can just blatantly disregard doing what is correct right out in the public. And she, for a long time now, has flaunted this relationship with a man who is disgraced from running for office ever, felon John Doerr, who she has at all of her events and has campaigning for her. If she's willing to flaunt that type of behavior out in the public, my question is, what is she willing to do behind the scenes that we do not know about? What big things does she think that she can get away with? I don't like it. I don't like this thing. I just don't like it. And what really bothers me is anybody that's dared to question this has been inundated by the liberal left here in Delaware County. And I don't mean Democrats who are intelligent and who can think. I mean the people who have the, you're talking about 4 people who have 15 different fake accounts between them, and they can all go there and all post the same thing. And basically it's like a form of DDoS attack, kind of, a low level DDoS attack. They're like, we're gonna freeze you out and post 1,000 things on your page talking about how horrible you are and how great Kim is, all because people are questioning. This is what politics is about. It's not okay for us to question what she's doing. Look, I agree. The biggest the biggest thing that I think is funny is all of these people, they say the things like, wait a minute, don't you have more things, bigger things to worry about? Yeah, bro. Don't make me pull those out. Let's talk about all the people that she lets out that she shouldn't. Let's wait and watch what she does with this Stidham situation. Let's talk about how she has made Delaware County a more dangerous location, a more dangerous place for you to live, work, and play. Let's talk about that. I don't know. There's plenty to worry about where Kim Dowling is concerned. We just don't leave out the small things because of all of the crazy ass big things. We just talk about it all. The bottom line is, if you want the real skinny of it, she's not had an opponent for her runs. She has an opponent. Thank God we've capped off a 27-year career, 12 years being judged. Thanks for your service. Thanks, but no thanks. Here's your key to the city. Here's your golden toilet. You can keep the black robe. Thanks, but no thanks. Nobody want that back. We're going to give this other candidate a shot. And for all you people out there that say, well, we don't know, he's a prosecutor. Look, I don't know. Maybe he'll suck. I don't know. Maybe he will. Like all other elected officials. If they disappoint us, we work hard to boot their ass out in the next election. But it's definitely time to say bye-bye to Kim Dowling. And while I will always respect the bench and always, I said bench, calm down. I said bench. While I will always respect the bench, respect the job, respect the title, she is one I can't wait till she is gone, because I will certainly not refer to her as Judge Dowling. I can't wait to call her like Kimmy or something. I don't know. Surely he'll be better than Dowling. All right there, ladies and gentlemen. We will be watching what goes on with Judge Dowling and with this Stidham ruling. That should be coming out any moment. I'm also putting the prosecutor's office on notice. I am watching. I want to know one way or another. I don't know what's going on with the Henry County case. The Henry County deputy that came up here wildly out of control, causing an accident. And listen, the bad guy shouldn't have been running. I get it. I understand it. My heart goes out to the victim, to the dead man, to his family, to the people injured in that wreck. And there will be people on here that don't get it. My heart goes out to the young deputy that had tunnel vision and was just going after the man. I don't blame him. I blame the leadership of that department. I have proof that there were deputies, there were brass, there was leadership, administration on the radio listening to the pursuit that should have called the pursuit from the minute that he said at 3 or Macedonia and 29th, when he said almost 1050 speeds of like close to 90, at that moment, he should have said, 33 FNG, disregard, get back here. We'll file for a warrant. He had leadership on the radio that should have told him that. But if he didn't, just 3 minutes later, when Delaware County and Muncie both said that we're not getting involved, they should have called it. They should have called that pursuit at 3 different times. Hell, that's not even the bad part. The other bad part is he's running around doing his chaos at 80 miles an hour, lights and sirens. And we've got 2 other sheriff's deputies also running lights and sirens in Delaware County, just like the Keystone cops running in circles. It was chaos. It would have been scary to be on the road that day. Delaware County Prosecutor's Office has that report, and I think they'll be making a decision soon. And look, I'm not saying it should be one way or another, and I'm not going to be hard one way or another. We just need to know. Everybody needs to know where we go on this. And I understand things like this takes time. I understand it. People don't get that. It's rough. I understand shit like that takes time, but just keeping my eye on it. So that's the deal. All right, folks. Is your name Tom? Listen, we'll be back here as soon as you started cracking the sound barrier. We will be back here tomorrow at 9 p.m. I made it. You know what? And as soon as I started watching that shit with King, my sickness went away and I got mad and we worked through it. I was sick, but now I'm better. So like this would have been one. Listen, you don't understand. If I would have had a quarter, I would have flipped it to see about canceling the show. I almost canceled because felt like I was going to get sick. This would have been a time like you would have like called in because you're like, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to work. I'm sick. And then as soon as you do it, you like sit down and Jerry Springer comes on TV, then you're no longer sick, That's what it would have been like, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you very much for watching. Please do your level best to help spread the word by sharing the show with everyone you know. You know what to do. Click the like, subscribe, do all that shit. We will very greatly appreciate it. I do want to let you guys know, obviously here right before we end, that this has been brought to you live on Monday, the 16th of September, 2024. That means we are 259 days without correspondence from Muncie City Councilor at Large Dale Basham. 259 days. Absolutely nuts. It just keeps growing. We're going to keep counting here every single day. There are a couple of other items that I want to make you aware of. Obviously, with today being the 16th of September, that means we are 50 days away from the 2024 general election. I this afternoon finally made up with all of the calendars I have here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 calendars around me. I still made up the official calendar, and this is what I do every single year. I've done this since I've been a teenager. Every single year, giving you a little rundown on what this is. This is the calendar. It starts with yesterday, Sunday the 15th. The calendar ends on election day. And what this calendar does is it lets us know when items are. So we have 50 days until the election.
You need yourself an advent calendar for your version of Christmas.
That's absolutely, except I don't get any chocolates.
You need to, you need chocolate.
Yeah, that would be so fun.
Find your grandma with her magic Hershey Kiss box.
That's right. That would be absolutely great. I would love that.
I can't believe you make an advent calendar for election day.
Oh, absolutely. 21 days until voter registration ends. 21 days until voter registration ends. Oh no, I will get to that. I'm gonna get to that too. I'm gonna get to that. That's very important. Also, we will hit our 300th episode if we continue to go every night through the rest of this week till Thursday. We take 2 days off this weekend, and then we go Sunday through Friday next week, and then Sunday through Friday the following week. We will hit 300 on October 4th. When we hit episode 300, we are going to do a little something different for the show from episode 300 until the election, but I'll talk to you more about that as we get closer. The last thing that we want to talk about before we go, and I will talk about this more tomorrow. Is the where's this even at? I saw it earlier, but I don't see it now. Stand by, I'm looking for it. Let me try to do it like this. All right. No, I don't know where it's at. I can't find it. Do you know where it's at? I can't find it. Tweety Bird. We'll go over it tomorrow because I do want to talk about it. But I can't find it online. I'm going to have to get the actual paper. Also, in just a real quick little bit of national news, I just want to say this before we roll. There is a great big rumor going around right now that the second the suspect in this shooting that occurred Sunday there is a rumor floating around that the guy from yesterday was in a Black Rock video. That is not true. The video is real. It's not AI. It is a real video, but the video is just of a protest. And someone has taken that video and they've put the writing and stuff to make it look like a Black Rock video. So what they were trying to do is they were trying to say shooter number one from assassination attempt number one was actually in a Black Rock video. That is true. They were trying to say, look, they're both in Black Rock videos. That is not true. So if you're out there sharing that, if you're out there posting that, that has been debunked. That was not true. So just FYI, if you haven't heard it anywhere else, you heard it here first. So that's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a great evening. Take care of yourselves. And we will see you back here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, where we will do it all again. God bless. Good night. Goodbye. You know,